Hi friends, this is Love, Loss, and Other Things, and I'm Alicia, and today is episode 4, and it is all about confidence and how I went from having zero confidence to about 95%. For most of my life, I wasn't just lacking confidence, I was convinced I wasn't enough. I avoided mirrors, I shrank myself in rooms, and I let other people's opinions shape how I saw myself. If you've ever felt like you're living life on the sidelines because you don't believe in yourself, you're going to feel this episode deep in your bones. Today I'm sharing how I went from having zero confidence to finally feeling proud in my own skin. I'm going to tell you the real story, the messy middle, and the exact step that helped me go from hiding to fully showing up as me. So if you're waiting for permission to take up space and love who you are, this is it. Let's get into it. Okay, so let's just talk about how it started. My entire life, I have been overweight. I do have some pictures when I was like 5 or 6 and I was quite thin. But really, once I started school, I started to get chubby right away. I was always a larger child and it always really affected me. Even in grade school, I remember being bullied, and there was even a kid that pushed my head into a brick wall because I was overweight. It was such silly stuff, but kids will be kids, and that's what happened when I was younger. I was bullied all the time. So I did have a lot of good friends though. So I do have to say that I've always been blessed with friends that were always amazing, even when I was younger. But it does still affect you to this day, being bullied and having no confidence in yourself to stand up to anybody because you believe what they're saying as well. So how are you going to stand up for yourself if you don't even believe it, right? If you don't believe in yourself, who's going to stand up for you if you can't? So I remember going to a grade 6 party, and it was a kissing party, and we were playing spin the bottle. And I had kissed a couple guys and stuff like that. And it wasn't like big kisses. It was just like a smooch on the lips. And I remember one of the things was you had to go into the closet for to make out. And I remember going into the closet with that guy, and he was like, I don't really want to do this. And I was devastated and I was hurt, but I just said, okay, that's fine. I don't really want to either. Obviously, I wanted to. He was super cute and I had a crush on him, but what are you going to do? Again, right? These are little things that you remember. I was 12 years old and I remember this, right? It's those things that stick with you that lower your confidence as we get older as well, even at such a young age. So that was just middle school. When I got older, I'll tell you a story about prom. So I never really had boyfriends growing up. I never, ever thought that anyone would be interested in someone that was overweight. I had a crush on my best friend. I had that several times on guy friends, and they just never wanted me. It was always the other way around. And I always felt like I was just not good enough because of my weight. And I thought, no one's ever going to want me at this weight. So when I lose weight, everything will work out then. But I was young. I didn't know what to do to lose weight. And I don't know. I didn't know what to do, and I didn't love myself enough to do it at that point in my life. So I had a very, very best friend, and he knows who he is, and he asked me to prom. And I made the biggest mistake to say no, because I was holding out for another guy to ask me. And he did not ask me, he asked my best friend. And they went to prom together. He did not know, I don't think, that I had a crush on him forever. And we were really, really close friends too, so he didn't know. But I passed up this sweet, wonderful guy, and he ended up going with another girl. And I ended up on prom night going by myself. I was one of the only people there without a date. I didn't want to go. I couldn't find a dress because I decided to go last minute. I had to go into a plus size store, which back then, plus size stores were not what they are now. There were no dresses. There was no place for me to shop. I literally wore a flowered sundress and a blouse over the top, like a blazer. And I'm not even lying. I wish I had pictures to show you because it was awful. I went to prom and I could cry thinking of it because all of the girls had these beautiful dresses on and they just looked like they were going to a wedding, only in not a wedding dress. They were so pretty, like all the different colors, and I just felt so out of place and like I did not belong. And that is a feeling that I'll always remember. I did get to dance with my crush, the guy that I really liked. I did get to dance with him, a slow dance, and it was really nice. But if only he knew, maybe he would have asked me. But again, at the time, I thought I wasn't good enough for him because of my weight, and it held me back. And it's held me back for years and years and years. This is not just the story of prom that I didn't enjoy, and I said no to someone that really cared about me, who became one of my best friends, and he still is. So that just goes to show you. But yeah, life throws these things at you and they all add up, and it just keeps going and keeps going. It also affected a lot of my career choices. I was shy about interviews. What was I going to wear? I was always, when I was growing up, I'm 44 now. When I was growing up, it was a time that they didn't have really plus size stores. So I was always the one wearing, and I'm not even lying, I would wear men's t-shirts that would say like sport logos on them and sweatpants, because there was no cute clothes. There was nothing for plus sized girls at my age, and it was awful and it was embarrassing, and I never knew what to wear to an interview. I didn't have any self-confidence in myself, so how am I going to sell myself to someone and let them know that I would be a great hire for them if I don't even believe it myself, right? It went to so much stuff. I got jobs through family and things like that because honestly, I was a hard worker and I didn't mind working. There were times when I had 2 jobs. One time I even had 3. And it wasn't the fact that I didn't work hard and that I didn't do good at my job. It was the fact that I was so shy and so embarrassed of myself that I let that hold me back from going for any job. I let it hold me back from going and continuing in university. I went to university for a few years and I stopped. I stopped. I didn't feel comfortable anymore. I completely let my weight affect my career and my future. And I regret it every single day. As I got older again, relationships. I didn't even want to see my body. Why would I want someone else to see it? It's just true. And I had this notion that nobody will ever love a person that's overweight. And I thought that was true. I thought nobody will ever want to date me until I lose weight. And I kept thinking that my life would be perfect when I lost weight. Obviously, I know now that that's not true. Not that I've lost the weight, but I just know that that's not true. And I have found a person that loves me more than anything, and he loves me just as I am now, and he always will. So I'm very blessed that way, but I had this preconceived notion that nobody will ever, ever love you if you're overweight, no matter what. And I didn't love myself, so again, who's gonna love me if I don't even love myself? One of my first real relationships was with a person that probably was using me the whole time. I'm not really sure. He gave me a lot of confidence though. So I appreciate him for that. And I will always be thankful for that relationship because he gave me confidence. Like, he really made me feel better about myself. And that somebody could love someone that was larger. And I felt attractive when I was with him. I felt a lot better about myself. I felt attractive. I just felt like, oh, somebody is paying attention to me. So it must mean that, everything's wonderful. And it wasn't. Everything wasn't wonderful. I was just falling for whoever would pay attention to me and give me the love that I so wanted in my life that I wasn't giving myself. So I let people treat me. I wasn't abused or anything like that. It's just so we're all clear on that. I let people, though, treat me probably like in ways that I wouldn't have put up with if I had the confidence in myself to not put up with that and say, no, actually, we're not going to do that. And no, I'm not going to just sit here and let you do that and all this stuff, right? Like I didn't stand up for myself, and I didn't say no to things, or I said yes to things that I probably didn't want to do. Maybe I didn't want to go here, but I said yes, because why would we want to upset anyone? Because maybe they won't love me anymore, right? It's such a hard thing to explain if you've never felt this way. So many people grow up with full confidence, and some people have no confidence at all. And really, honestly, as I'm saying this, confidence is not if you're tiny. It is not if you are larger. Like anybody can have confidence. It doesn't matter your size, and anyone can feel unworthy no matter their size, right? This is my experience as a bigger person, so I'm speaking it with this. If I was thin and I had no confidence, I would speak with that, knowing that side of the story, but I don't know that. And maybe these people that I was dating too, maybe they didn't have a lot of confidence as well. All I was worried about was I just didn't want them to not love me anymore, because I thought if they leave me, I will never find anyone else, because this is like the needle in the haystack. This is a person that loves me, and I'm so scared to lose that, because what if I never find someone that loves someone overweight again? I wasn't only self-conscious with like life in general, but I hid my body constantly. I let my weight take away so much from me that it is unbelievable. I let it affect my career. I let it affect time with my family. I would not take pictures. I always hid away. I didn't want to go places because, oh no, I've gained weight. They're going to notice that. Oh, I don't want to do this because I can't. Physically, I couldn't do sports. I couldn't do certain things with friends. I couldn't do things just randomly. Like I didn't want to go swimming with people because I always wore a shirt. I would not go in the pool and show my arms. As you can see, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can see I'm sitting here in a shirt that shows my arms, and I do not care. That's how I am today. But it took a while to get there, and it was not an easy process. And it's still not an easy process. There are still days that I don't feel 100% confident. Like I said, how I went from 0% confidence to about 95%, because we're all gonna have those days that we don't feel 100% and we don't love our bodies. We don't love ourselves 100%. And that's normal, like completely normal. But I'm talking to the people that are out there that are so low on themselves and so down on themselves. And I just wish you could see what so many people around you see and how wonderful you are, because you truly are. And I just hate the fact that so many people are letting that just slip away, and they don't realize how special and wonderful they are. So I started to travel as I got older. So I was dating a guy, and he was the guy that I was talking about, like that was giving me confidence. He was giving me a lot of confidence. He treated me well. We got along really well. We had a great connection. And again, he made me feel beautiful. He made me feel wanted and loved. And he made me feel like I could be loved at my size. And he was very thin. There was like nothing, like he was thin, and I guess he liked bigger girls. As I said before, I never thought that that was possible, but I guess he did. So things like that, I started to travel, and we went down to Jamaica, and I was on this trip. And again, I did not want to show my body. I was petrified. I was going to a place with people I didn't know. So I'm going to an all-inclusive resort with tons of people everywhere. And everyone's like, "Oh, you're fine. You'll just wear your bathing suit. Like, people don't even notice you. They won't even look at you." It's an all-inclusive resort. These people, you don't care about these people. They're from another country. Like, they're coming from all over the place. You're never going to see these people again. And I was so scared. I was terrified. I almost didn't want it. I didn't want to go. I almost didn't go just because I was so scared. And I had my bathing suits, and it was hard to even get a bathing suit. And the funny thing is now, I wasn't even that big then. Okay. So I was not the size that I am today. And it was hard to buy a bathing suit. But again, remember what I said, bigger clothes just weren't available then. So I went down to Jamaica and I wore dresses, and I wore shirts over these dresses, like little blouses to hide my arms, because I was so embarrassed of my arms, because what would people think if they saw my arms? And that was really what I thought, guys. That was what I thought. I thought people would just sit there and literally make fun of me the whole time about my arms. I wanted to wear a shirt in the pool. We climbed Dunn's River Falls in Jamaica, which is one of these amazing experiences. And I had my bathing suit on, and I actually wore a sundress over my bathing suit. I have no clue why, but I did that. And when I look back at those pictures in the video, it's so embarrassing because I see all the other girls are there with bathing suits on, and I'm sitting there in a bathing suit and a sundress. And I just think of all of the times that I let it affect me, and it took away from my joy, because I remember climbing that mountain when I should have been so proud of that waterfall. Sorry. I should have been so proud of myself for climbing that waterfall, because this is something that a larger person probably struggles with. And I was doing it. I was doing something for myself that I was so proud of. And I couldn't feel any of that in that moment, because all I could think about was, are people looking at me? Are people looking at my body? Am I okay? Is anything showing? Are my arms jiggling? Is my fat roll showing? It was horrible. And it's horrible and so sad to think back to times when I would think that. Wow. Thank goodness I have come much farther now, and I feel so much better about that. But just think of how sad that is, that you actually let all of that take away from such an amazing experience. So let's talk about how I overcame that, okay? So there were little things that I did, and I'll talk about some tips after, but I'm just going to kind of explain to you where the turning point was in my life that actually changed. So the guy that did really help me with my confidence quite a bit. He broke up with me, and I thought it was the end of the world. Lo and behold, it was not the end of the world. It was just a fresh new beginning. And I went and I started to work out, and I started to take care of myself. And that's when I met my husband. And he loved me just as I am. I was about 60 pounds lighter than I am now. And he was smaller too. And the two of us met, and he was my soulmate. And I was so happy to find someone that treated me with respect, showed me how much he loved me. And there was never a doubt in my mind that this man didn't love me, ever. Still to this day, we've been together for 12 years, and I have never doubted his love, ever. So I guarantee you guys, someone is out there for everybody. People do like bigger women or bigger men, okay, guys? So don't ever, please never tell yourself that, because that is not the truth at all, and I never, ever want you to think of that. So I started dating him, and he really helped grow my confidence. And it was good, to a point. I did have, let's say I hit about 60% confidence, okay? So I did pretty good. And like I said, he loved me for me. And he didn't care if my arms were big. He didn't care if my legs were overweight. He didn't care if I had big feet or, any of that stuff. So I guess about 5 years ago, I guess it's been 5 years ago, I started an Instagram account. And I thought, I am going to lose weight because I had been following a bunch of people on Instagram and I saw all these people losing weight and these influencers and they were sharing recipes. So I started to write down recipes and I made an account and I joined Weight Watchers because I had joined Weight Watchers like a million times in my life and I just never stuck to it. Never would stick to it. Like I said, when you don't have confidence or self-love at all, you don't care about yourself enough to put the time in to actually do it. So sure, I would go and join Weight Watchers, but I didn't put the time in. I would last for like a month, if that, and then I would just do something else. And then I'd have one day of eating bad. And then I would think that it was like the worst thing in the world. And I would just spiral out of control. And then one day went to like 6 months and that was it. So I joined Weight Watchers and I set up an account on Instagram. And I swear that was one of the best things I have ever done for myself. It got me here and I love it here. So that's a good thing. I started out, I would not talk on stories. I would not do anything. People would tag me in like a drink water thing and I'd like drink my little water and I'd be all nervous like, oh, people are going to judge me because I'm overweight. And I would use filters and I mean like not like regular filters where like it might smooth out your skin a little bit. But I mean, I would use filters that were like, I had makeup on and it was like a skinny face looking thing. Like they were bad. And that's what I wanted. I needed them because I felt I am so ugly and overweight that nobody is going to want to watch my story. Nobody. Who's going to want to take advice from a person that is ugly and overweight? Nobody. That's what I thought. Okay. As my time went on Instagram and I started to get to know more people and I started to follow more people and I saw influencers and I saw people losing weight and I started to lose weight and I really started to see a difference in myself. I started to put myself out there more. I started to talk on my stories and I really started believing in myself and believing that I could do more than what I was doing. Okay. Life was still lifing. I was still working jobs and getting bullied and it was not good. And all the time it was always because of my weight. And I don't know why it was always because of my weight, because I am one of those people and I'm not like tooting my own horn. I really love to make people laugh. I'm pretty easygoing. I like to get along well with everybody. And I try to be a nice person. I try to be kind to people and empathetic towards people. And I never want to make anyone feel less than they are. And I always got bullied at work. These places I went, it was like, I always did. And I don't know why, but it was just something that happened and it would bring me down. And there was like a changing point in my life being on Instagram and that. And one day there was this lady and she would always pick at me. And one day I just stood up to her and I said, listen, I'm not dealing with your bullying anymore. And I'm not listening to it. If you want to bully me, I will go and speak to somebody. And like, I'm done. And she never bullied me again after that. She may have talked behind my back, but again, what she's saying behind my back is none of my business because I really don't care. And I got to this point, and like I said, I'll tell you it's the tips and things like that I started to do. And I just got to that point that I said, no, I deserve more than this. I do not deserve to be treated like crap because of my weight or because I'm a happy person or because I'm nice. I literally had a boss back then that told me to stop talking and eating. Like she literally was so mean to me. I would go home and cry every day. She would criticize my scrubs. My scrubs wouldn't fit because I was overweight and I was so embarrassed of it. I would wear jackets over my shirts. Like, it was just a really rough time in my life. I could hear myself breathing. I had gotten so out of control with my food, and I was about 60 pounds heavier than I am now. So I was 60 pounds lighter, and then I was 60 pounds heavier. So hey, we're in the middle. And this woman was just mean to me. She didn't like overweight people. You know how they always say there's like some people that just really don't like that? And I was not a lazy person by any means. I worked my butt off there. It was cleaning, and it was hard, and it was hot, and it was rough, but I did it. And I didn't stand up to her. She unfortunately actually like had passed away a couple years later or whatever, but and I felt really bad because I really never had a problem with her. I just don't understand why she didn't like me. And but I never had problems with her, and I just wished her really nothing but the best, because I always think to myself, people that have to bring other people down, it must be pretty sad for them, because there has to be a reason of why they're doing that, right? Because the way I see it is like misery loves company, right? And that really resonates with me. Like, that really hurts. That really saddens me to think that people have to bring other people down to make themselves feel good. And I just don't like that. So eventually, like I said, I stood up to this lady. It wasn't that lady, but I stood up to this lady, and I was done with it. And I just literally was like, no, I deserve more than this. I do not deserve for someone to treat me like this. No one deserves to talk to someone like that. That is not your right to speak with me like that. And I'm not taking it anymore. And I literally had this, like, something come over me that I was just like, no. Why do people treat people like this? It is not right. It's not fair. And I deserve to stand up for myself. And that's when, like, there was like a switch. So I went from sitting there letting people talk about me and saying things right to my face and apologizing for it, to standing up for myself. And it was one of the best things that I ever did. The best things. And Instagram really helped me to develop that confidence and to just realize that I am worth so much more. And we're always going to have those slides, right? We're going to have those slips that, like, there'll be times when I'll be doing something really, really well, okay? I'll be doing something excellent, and I'm doing so good. And then that little bit of, like, I lose that little bit of self-confidence in me, and I just let it spiral, okay? And you have to find the ways to get that confidence back, because it's not always going to be there. Like, it's not going to be there. Do you think I wake up every morning and I'm like, I'm amazing? No. No. But I know that I deserve more. And that's the thing. I don't have to be conceited or blowing myself up and being like, I am so perfect and wonderful, and I do this and I do this and I do this and I do this and this and this is everything is great. No. Not everything is going to be great all the time, but I know that I deserve more than what I am giving myself or what someone else is giving me, okay? So that's kind of where I have to look at it, okay? So I was diagnosed with diabetes. I denied it for years and was like, this is the worst. I hate it. I do not want to have diabetes. I am just going to pretend it doesn't exist, okay? No. I deserve to be healthy. I let it go. And because again, when you don't love yourself, you don't give yourself what you need. You don't feel like giving yourself the good stuff that you actually need and deserve. And that is such a sad thing, that we don't put ourselves first. We put everybody else around us first, and we don't put ourselves first. And that's where we really need, that's one of my tips. We have to really reach out and put ourselves there first. It is not saying that you're being conceited by doing that. Putting yourself first is a form of self-care. It is not like, so many people feel like, I don't have children, right? So a lot of people say, well, I can't put myself first. I have children. But you're not putting yourself before your children. What you're doing is you're putting yourself first in the way that you're taking care of yourself so that you can be around longer to take care of your children, right? So this is self-confidence. It doesn't have to be conceited or anything like that. You just have to have confidence in yourself that when you leave the house, you know that you deserve more than someone making fun of you. You deserve to wear the shorts. You deserve to wear the dress. You deserve to wear the summer clothes in the summer, not hiding your body, because you're a beautiful, amazing person no matter what size you are. You are perfect just the way you are. There is no waiting for a perfect number on the scale. There's no waiting for the perfect time, because there is never going to be the perfect time. There is never going to be the perfect number on the scale. If your perfect number you think is 199 pounds, at 199 pounds, you're probably going to want to go to 188, right? There's never going to be a perfect number. There's never going to be a perfect time. The perfect time, well, I guess that's a contradiction. The perfect time is now. Now is the time to do it. Stop thinking about what others people think. What other people think is none of your business. Most of the people that are thinking about you have bigger problems, and it does not even matter to you what they are thinking about you, because it shouldn't matter, because you know you, right? You know that you are beautiful, and you don't have to worry about who thinks that you're beautiful or not, because you are beautiful and you know that you're beautiful. You are perfect as you are, okay? I feel so bad for people. Like, it actually breaks my heart when I think of people that feel unworthy or not able to be loved as they are. And you are so worthy of love. And you're so worthy of so much more than you're giving yourself credit for. And it took me a long time to get to this self-love, but now I can go and I wear bathing suits, guys. I wear bathing suits in public, and I don't care. I go to all-inclusive resorts. I go to Disney World. I go to Vegas, and I wear shirts with I wear tank tops. I wear shirts that are just cut, like that are, low cut, like strapless. Geez, I couldn't find that word. I wear strapless shirts. I do not care anymore, because you know what? I deserve to feel comfortable in my body. And if I'm making you uncomfortable, that's your problem, not mine. And if you have a problem with my arms, you have a problem with something that I'm showing, that is your problem. That is not my problem. Obviously, I don't feel comfortable wearing things that my stuff is falling out of or things like that. I don't wear those clothes because that wouldn't make me comfortable. But I deserve to be able to wear shorts if I have big legs and I don't like them. I can wear the shorts, because who cares, guys? Like, I don't know. I just keep having to say it. Like, you deserve to wear what you want. You deserve all of the love in the world, no matter what your size, okay? And confidence is so hard to attain. And so many people think that it is like the end, like you just can't do it. It's just not there. They just aren't confident, and they're just never going to get there. They're never going to feel good about themselves. But I promise you, you can do it. You can. If I can go from not even showing an arm to somebody, or like being so scared to even go to a job interview, you can do it. You can do this too. And honestly, it's not that hard. I'm going to give you some little tips of like things to do. So tip number 1, I would say, is to wake up in the morning and think of something to say that's kind about yourself, okay? It doesn't matter if it's looks, personality, whatever you want, okay? You could say, I am funny. And I want you to say it in the mirror to yourself. I want you to say, I am funny. And I want you to believe it, because it's true, okay? Whatever you think of yourself. So if you say, I love my eyes, I love my lips, I like my hair, I love my green dress. There you go. I want you to look in the mirror and I want you to say it. I want you to either, like, you could write it down, put it on a Post-it note, stick that Post-it note on your mirror. And I just want you to say that to yourself during the day. Just say it. Because putting it out there makes it real. It's easier for you to believe. I know it sounds silly and you're like, I'm just going to stand in front of the mirror and be like, I think I'm funny. Like, I know that sounds weird, but it doesn't, it's not weird. It's these little things that we do each day that are going to help build our confidence. And this is something that you like. A lot of people are like, there's nothing about me that I like. Well, you just came up with one. So now focus on that one, okay? And say it to yourself. Put it in your mirror, like I said. Say it to yourself during the day. I'm funny. I am funny. Like, I am so funny. Like, you're going to laugh just like I'm doing now. You're going to laugh about it and you're going to be like, okay, this is good. This is a good thing. I love my eyes. And you're going to notice things. And you're going to notice those little things about yourself that you're going to start to love. You don't have to pick the same thing every day. Try to pick something different the next day. Maybe like do, for 7 days, pick one thing and have a little post-it every day on your on your mirror, and look at them and see 7 things that you love about yourself. That is huge. A lot of people can't even get one. You try to get 7, try to get 2, but please try to get one. Just one post-it note or one saying in the mirror of how special you are. Number 2, confidence is built on doing. Number 2, confidence is built through doing, not waiting. So stop waiting for perfect, okay? Like I said, we wait for this perfect time, this perfect moment, this perfect number on the scale. No, we have to stop waiting for that. So tip number 2 is stop waiting for perfect, okay? Stop waiting and setting yourself up that you think that when you hit a certain number on the scale that everything is going to work out. Stop waiting for when your bank account hits a certain amount of money, everything's going to be perfect and it's going to work out. We don't know what's going to happen in the future. I can't predict the future. I'm sure you can't predict the future, but you can try to accept what's going on around you at the moment and love yourself through it, okay? So like I said, confidence is about doing it, not waiting. So we're not going to wait to be confident until we hit a certain number. No, because you know what? What's that going to do? That's going to suck the joy out of today. And we're not having it. We're not having the joy sucked out of today. You're going to be confident in who you are today, because there is no perfect number, guys. There really isn't. There's no perfect time. You just have to do it. So that kind of wraps into the whole saying something that you love about yourself. So do something for yourself today. Do something that you enjoy, something that makes you happy. Just do something that brings you happiness, no matter what it is. Number 3, treat your body how it deserves to be treated, okay? I'll give you an example. When I am feeling sad, when I am feeling low and no confidence, I don't treat my body well. I feed my body very unnutritious foods, very bad foods. And I know, yes, I know foods do not have moral code. Like, they're not good or bad, but I do not eat the foods that will nourish my body and make me feel good. And what happens when I don't eat those foods? I start feeling worse. I start feeling worse about myself. I don't feel good. I feel bloated. I feel heavy. I'm not drinking my water. I'm drinking more soda, say. I'm just putting all of this stuff that's inside me that brings me down. But when I eat healthy, drink my water, get my movement in, when I do those things, when I say my little confident saying about I love my eyes or whatever it is, all of those things together make me feel better. And when you feel better and your body feels better, you feel better about yourself. It all comes around. Just like when we're not doing all of the good things for our body, we feel down and we don't have any confidence because we're just like blah. right? You're just not feeling it. But when you do those little things that make you happy, you become a happier, more confident, self-loving person. Number 4, this is one of the main ones that I had to stop doing. This is going to be one of the main things that I bet will help you gain confidence and self-love. Stop comparing yourself to other people. Comparison is the thief of joy, and it literally sucks out any joy that you have at any time of day. Okay? How many times do you open up Instagram? Do you open up Facebook? Do you open up TikTok? Any of those apps? And you look and you see someone that has lost 100 pounds, okay? That has the perfect relationship. They are married and they're wonderful and their significant other is just perfect in every way and gives them all of the things they want. How many times you see the people that are traveling, living their best life, doing all of the things they want, going to Vegas, winning tons of money, going to Disney World, going all over the place, just living their absolute best life. How many times do you open up the apps and you see that and you think, that's what I want? I'm going to say it's probably every day, because I used to do that as well all the time. I still do it. There are still the odd times. Like I said, I'm only at like 95% confidence, okay? I am not 100% there. I love myself as I am, but there's always going to be things that I'm not 100% with, right? But honestly, comparing yourself to someone else does nothing for you. You are not them. They are not you. As you've heard a million times, we could all be on the same weight loss plan. We could all be taking the exact same pills. We could all have the same surgeries. We could all be taking the exact same GLP-1. We could all be on the same workout plan. We could all do the exact same walking, the exact same route every single day, drink the same amount of water, and none of us are going to lose the same amount of weight as another person, okay? It just, everybody is different. Everybody has so many different things going on in their life, okay? You could look at me and be like, oh my gosh, she travels, like look how much fun she's having. But if you look deeper, you would know that I'm on anxiety meds. I lost my father in October and I cry almost every day, right? Life is not perfect for me in like the least, but I have to not think about stuff like that, right? Because we can't compare ourselves to a picture perfect world. People on those apps only share 10% of their life. They are only sharing what they show and what they choose to show you. Their camera is not in their room when they have an argument with their children, when they have an argument with their husband, on the day they cry, on the day they don't love themselves, on the day they break a dish, on the day they overreact about something that they didn't have to overreact about. The cameras are not there then. The cameras are only showing a certain amount of their life. And we can't compare to that because we are living the full 100% picture. So if I compare myself to someone that has a perfect marriage because of I saw him buy her flowers and my husband hasn't bought me flowers in 6 months. Well, maybe he bought her flowers because of a certain reason. Maybe my husband didn't buy me flowers because of a certain reason. There's always something else, and we can't compare ourselves because we are not the same person. We can never, they always say the grass is always greener on the other side. Like you always think that, right? You always think that. That's always that comparison there. And that's what we have to stop doing. We have to stop being jealous. We're allowed to, like, my cousin, she is absolutely beautiful and wonderful, and I absolutely adore her. She travels, and I am always like, oh, I'm so jealous of you traveling. Like she went to Vegas. I was like, oh, I'm so jealous of you going to Vegas. But I'm not jealous of her, like I don't want her to have that. I'm jealous and like, oh, I want to go to Vegas because I love it. It's so fun. But like, I'm not jealous in a way that's bringing me down, right? Because it's different. It's like, I'm just like, yeah, I'm so excited for you. Like, this is amazing. It's so fun. But we just have to realize that, like, you know what? I'll get to go to Vegas someday. Maybe I will. And maybe I'll save up and I'll go to Vegas and I'll do those things too. But if I sat every day and was like, I'm not going to Vegas. I don't get to go to Vegas. What is that going to do for me? It's just going to literally suck the happiness away from today. So remember, comparison is the thief of joy. Not every day is going to be happy, but we can change every day and change our mindset to not thinking always so down about ourselves, about our situations, about stuff like that. We have to do that little switch and be like, you know what? I might not be going to Vegas, but you know what? I had a friggin' good lunch today. And I have really nice plans this weekend with my friends. And I'm really happy with that. And I am so blessed for my family and friends, because maybe another person doesn't have something like that. Maybe they don't have a friend that they went to the movies with, and that's something that they want, right? So we have to really, really, really stop comparing ourselves. I swear, I think that is one of the biggest things that really causes people to not feel good about themselves. Number 5, celebrate small wins. Confidence compounds when you acknowledge progress. Okay? Confidence compounds when you acknowledge progress. Okay? On my Instagram, Bloom with Alicia, every week I have come up with a new thing. I have been doing this every week for the last 4 or 5 weeks now. And I put a box in my stories and I get people to share their accomplishments, their non-scale victories, something that they did that week that they're proud of. And then I do a reel up on Mondays and I share the total weight loss for the week for our community, the people that shared, and I share accomplishments, big, small, whatever it is, okay? You need to start looking at things not just because they are large. So I lost 50 pounds. I lost 10 pounds. I lost 3 pounds this week. Look at it as, oh my gosh, I lost 0.01. Like I lost 0.1 this week. Like that's big. That's big. I walked an extra 10 minutes this week. That's amazing. Whatever you do is amazing. Okay? You have to feel good about the things. Again, don't compare yourself to someone that's walking like 8 miles a day when you're only walking half a mile. You're only walking a quarter of a mile. You're walking 5 minutes a day. You walked from the bedroom to the living room. Sometimes that's all we have, and that is good enough. You do not have to strive to be the best, the most at everything. Just do what you can do, okay? Get yourself out there, get yourself doing things, get yourself out of your comfort zone. So, number 6, get comfortable with being uncomfortable, okay? Now, I'm gonna say 2 years ago, probably 2 years ago, I was asked to do an ad for a weight loss company. And I was so nervous, And I thought, oh my goodness, I can't do it. And I talked to my brother, and I talked to my husband, and I talked to my friends. And they were like, Alicia, this is such a huge opportunity. Do it. This is amazing. Just do it. And I said, yeah, but what if they don't want to hear what I'm saying? Like, what if I mess up? What if I'm not good enough? What if they think that I'm good to do it, but I'm really not? And I went over and over in my head. And I saw the quote, a comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. And I swear to you, it completely changed my life. Okay? Changed my life to the point that I'm getting it as a tattoo on my arm. Okay? And I've said it a million times. A comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Hiding away is not going to get you out of the house. It is not going to let you meet people. It is not going to help you find yourself. It is not going to help you find happiness. Say I am sitting here every single day and I'm not doing anything. and I'm expecting things to change. Nothing's going to change if you don't change it, right? I can't expect to lose weight if I'm not doing anything about it. But it's in my comfort zone. And I don't like to go outside. I don't like to go for walks outside. I don't like to do this. I really don't like walking. I literally hate it. I don't know why. You can contemplate that yourselves a million times, but I have no clue why. But I don't like walking, okay? And I hate walking outside even more. But I need to get uncomfortable to get comfortable, right? So I say I start walking outside every single day and I still hate it. And I hate it, right? And I'm doing it. But look at the benefits that I'm getting from walking every day. And I'm not saying walking every day if you hate it. Find something you love. There's so many people that say that. Find something that you enjoy doing and then do it, right? So I love dancing. So, okay. But dancing is just like, that's kind of my comfort zone. So maybe try to add something else to it, something that is a little different, and get out of that comfort zone, break out of it, and stop saying no to things that could completely open up a whole different lifestyle for you, right? So that's one of my biggest fun things that I absolutely love, is the get out of your comfort zone, because it's 100% true. You have to get out of there. You're not going to make friends by sitting at home by yourself. You're not going to meet the love of your life. You think you're going to meet the love of your life and you're like, oh, there's no one out there for me. Well, they're not going to find you and you're not going to find them by sitting on the couch, right? That's the thing. We need to get out of our comfort zone no matter what it is. If it's just like self-love, like you don't feel comfortable, like I said, tip number 1, write something down about yourself that you love. Maybe that's uncomfortable for you. Get out of your comfort zone. Write something down that you love about yourself. Do it. It's getting out there, and it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be huge. You just have to do it. And finally, number 7, surround yourself with people who know your worth. Okay? Because if you can't see it in yourself, get around people that do, because I guarantee you there are so many people out there that absolutely love you, and they love you just as you are right now. So you should love yourself just as you are right now. Again, I know it's easier said than done, guys, but honestly, surround yourself with people that love you, because those are the people that are always going to be there for you. They're the people that are going to be there in your darkest moments and be there in your happiest, brightest days. And that is one of the best things I can say, just to surround yourself with love. Because if you don't think that you're worthy of love, they know that you're worthy of love. And they're going to show you all of the love that you deserve. So I definitely think that that's a huge thing. I thought all of these were pretty good, but yeah. So basically, guys, that is kind of that's my story, and I'm sticking to it kind of thing, okay? It's not going to happen overnight. It takes a long time to build that self-love, and it's always going to be a struggle. It's not perfect. You're not perfect. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect. So just try every day a little bit more to show yourself some love, because you deserve it. Like I said, you deserve to be loved. You are worthy, you are deserving, and you are perfect just the way you are. So do not talk down to yourself because of something that you think that you don't have. As you are right now is where you're supposed to be. And you have to grow from that. So just love yourself at this moment. Work on bettering yourself, because there's always something we can do. So yes, right now you are perfect right where you are, right? This is your place. This is where you're supposed to be. So if you're not loving yourself right now, that's okay, because we're working on it. Because we're going to work on it. We're going to get you better at loving yourself. You're going to do some little tricks and tips, and you're going to get there. And you're going to be able to go outside and know that you are beautiful. I believe you're beautiful, and I'm sure there's a lot of people around you that think you're beautiful. And that's really all there is, guys. I can't, unfortunately, I wish I could wave a magic wand and make you all super confident. And like I said, there's still days that I struggle, but I have learned I've come a long way. And I just know that I deserve more than what I give myself sometimes. And it's okay that we don't always give ourselves everything that we should, but you'll get there. We'll get there. And we will do it one day at a time. If there's one thing I want you to take away from today, it's this. Confidence isn't something you're born with. It's something you build. And you don't need to wait until you lose the weight, until you have the perfect job, or until someone else validates you. You can start right now exactly where you are. The version of me you see today didn't get here overnight. She got here by showing up for herself every single day. Even on the days she didn't feel ready, even when the self-doubt was loud, and so can you. So this week, I challenge you to do one thing, just one, that makes you feel a little uncomfortable, but moves you closer to the person that you want to be. Then I want you to watch what happens when you prove to yourself that you can. Because if I can go from hiding in my own life to living it out loud, so can you. This is Alicia with Love, Loss, and Other Things, and that was episode 4. Bye, guys.